Interview horror stories. Post-interview horror stories. Did great in the interview, but failed pre-employment penis inspection screening.
Oh, man.
Oh, I hate that part.
It's the worst bit. I hate it as well, honestly.
I always pass, but they always expect big things from me.
So, we haven't done a thread from Biz in a long time, and I really enjoy Biz, so I don't even feel bad. And honestly, I've got some horror stories.
Everybody's either had a really bad interview and they've came out of it and they're like, oh, I'm never getting that job. Or their friends came to them like, oh, man.
Did you do that?
Man.
Who said that? So just to give you an idea out the bat, I've never got a job from doing an interview ever. I've had maybe about 10 interviews my whole life, and I've never got a job doing an interview, so... Yeah.
James goes in and goes, have you heard of Morkborg?
Yeah, I had a game of Morkborg on Sunday. It was really good, actually, guys. I might talk about that later on. But let's get into this thread, will we?
Had an interview for a receptionist position at a dental office. No AC in the office for some reason. Hot as balls. Interviewer asked if I had reliable transportation. Told her yes. I take the bus. Public transportation isn't reliable. You need your own vehicle. Also, I know the job posting says 8 to 5, but everyone is required to be here by 7:30. Are you getting paid for that extra half hour?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
See these types...
Am I getting paid for that extra half hour, or will I show up at 7:59? Because that's when I'll show up.
Yeah.
Mentioned that is a high-stress job and asked if I have any questions or concerns. I asked what the pay is. Well, do you have any references? I did, but I answered no.
Honestly, fine, like, see an interview, you know if you're going to be working in a bad place or not. The worst one, the one that I absolutely hate the most is, this place is like a family, so it is. Ugh.
We're
an abusive family, a very abusive family.
Very abusive family.
Yeah. But no, see, when it comes to like job interviews and you just know that you just shouldn't be there, it's horrible.
Number one, if you're in an interview and the person giving the interview is cocky and very arrogant,
or even they can be kind of condescending a lot of
very condescending as well, then just think of it this way: they make the nicest people interview.
Yes, that's a
so.
Yeah.
If they are the nicest people, who's behind them?
Yeah,
that's
yeah. That's that would be a best way to describe it.
Interviewed at some car importer or something. I don't remember. At the time, I was living in a basement. Not a basement apartment, just a basement. I was incredibly stressed all of the time, and I had developed a skin condition where my face was constantly peeling. Forehead, nose, cheeks. I looked like I was melting. I didn't have $1 to my name. Interviewed with the owner and his wife. Complete stuttering mess. At one point I said, I'm not really good at interviews. And the wife went, aw, and gave me a really sad look. Very embarrassing experience.
That does sound pretty rough.
Oh, guy. Look, at least he put himself out there. At least he went to the interview.
I know. That's the bit that gets me as well. Like, I feel like, especially whenever you're, like, a teenager or, like, early 20s or whatever, mm-hmm. I was so bad at talking to, like, people that I wasn't comfortable with. It's not even funny. I think I've gotten a lot better at it.
Yeah.
Now, so I have in the last, I think YouTube's helped me an awful lot in this regard.
Yes, it has. Yeah, it
has.
It
definitely has. I think YouTube's definitely helped me.
Because you have to talk to a lot of randomers, not just, like, no, I'm not on about, like, recording. I'm on about, like, talking to randomers for, like, business reasons or whatever.
Yeah.
You need to...
And you just kind of get more and more accustomed to it.
Yeah.
But, again, sadly, that's one of the things that you just kind of have to force yourself
to do.
Even if you really don't want to do it and you're like, oh my god.
Me, on the other hand, I could talk to anybody.
You attract the biggest weirdos, though.
I do.
Anywhere always. You go, you always get the biggest...
I'm married to James, like, come on.
Yeah, she's got a certain attractive quality.
Like a friggin' magnet for them.
Yeah, your mum's the exact same, though.
I know.
Your mum gets them something shocking.
Interview for esports organisation. Have years of experience in the industry. Get flown out for around 5 interviews. 2 of the guys stink. Smash players.
Of course.
Of course.
That would be expected.
Downtime between multiple interviews involved playing Smash Bros and modified Wiis. They're trying to teach me how to wave dash. Get destroyed. Didn't get the job, but pretty grateful I did. I didn't.
So, what do you think, guys? Who's the smelliest out of all the esports industries? For some reason, I imagine COD players to be the least smelly.
Yeah. But I imagine
it
of links and jip jump.
Links and excessive amounts of aftershave.
Mm-hmm.
but it's still like you can still get a bit of a musk underneath.
Beard oil.
Yeah. I do honestly agree. Nintendo players smell the worst.
Yeah.
And I can't explain why.
I don't know why.
No Sega players. Let's be serious, Sonic. Who am I kidding?
Yeah. I've got it in my head as well that I don't know why. Never played it. Don't want to play it. Never been around many people who have played it. Well, probably have. League of Legends?
Yeah, no, I don't know. I can't think of anyone.
I've never been around many people who are like into it. I've seen people like
people that are into League of Legends are really into League. The same as Overwatch, though. I give the games a go, but then I was like, nah, it's not.
I'm not interested in League of Legends. I tried Overwatch.
Yeah,
wasn't my thing.
No, wasn't my thing either. Sadly.
Too cartoony.
Yeah. So, guys, what do you think? What's the smelliest of the smelly players? Actually, you know what?
D&D.
No.
Magic.
No. Yes. Okay, who's the smelliest out of? Okay, let's go for it.
Towel players.
No, I think Thai players smell like soap. Like, it's not like a bad smell, but they do just smell like soap.
Like granny soap?
Yeah, granny soap. Would that be a good description of them? I would say the obvious is Nurgle players are the smelliest.
Well, that's obvious.
I mean, like, sometimes you have to use biowarfare to win, alright, guys?
I've been to about 11 job interviews in the last 4 months. It's scary, but I like the experience I get from them. The worst part is that they always ask why I love the company and what can I bring to the table.
Who first developed this question? This does mean like there was one time.
I'm in warehousing, by the way. Like, what? Why do you love this company?
Amazon's pretty handy. The next day delivery's pretty sweet. Like, you know, but that's about it. Come on, guys.
I know.
Yeah, things need to get to other places.
What can I bring to the table? I don't know. My lunch. When's lunch? What do you want me? What do you want me to say with that?
My labor, my man hours.
Oh.
You know?
I know. I'm a forklift driver.
Yeah.
They expect you to kiss their feet and tell them why it would be an honour to work for them.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
So I got my mate a job working. I used to work in like a big hotel, so I did. And then I moved down the hill into like a restaurant that was owned by the hotel. And I got my mate a job, and they asked him that question, and he said, well, if I be honest with you, I really could do with a bit of money. And like they were getting on as if that was like the worst response ever. It's like, why do you want to work here? It's like, I need a job. I
know.
Like,
but that's why anybody gets a fucking job.
That's
not
the
gonna
honest
lie.
answer. Why do you want people to lie?
I know.
What that to be makes
it's like they want people to be dishonest.
Yeah.
I need money.
No, what they want is they want Zogbots. What they want is they want people that are like, yes sir, no sir. Yeah. You know, they want people that are very easy to control. You know what I mean? It's like, oh well, you know,
you only have like one day off this week. Come into work.
You know, you're in that day. What are you on about? Don't be silly.
It's on the road.
Yeah, exactly. We already changed it. We don't care if you got plans. You know what I mean? It's like, you got to do what you got to do.
No.
And, you know, the best thing is, well, you know, we actually play a competitive league. It's 5p over minimum wage.
Also, the fact they won't put the pay rate in the job advert or tell you in the interview.
That's the most sketchy thing ever.
That is sketchy. It's like, can I just know how much I will be getting paid before I accept the offer of this job? I normally have to wait for the interview to end to then ask how much it is, and then they act offended or scramble for answers like they don't know. I'll have to check. It should be about $19 an hour. Don't quote me.
Yeah, see that again. This is just so they can do you out at work. This is the thing that I really despise. You're not allowed to talk about even to co-workers about how much money you're making.
Yeah.
But the only reason why they do that is so they can do you out of the money, because then they can pay everyone else different wages.
Rates.
I saw that once before in work, where there was one guy who was a chef de partie, which is kind of like a supervisor equivalent of like a chef. He was getting paid near £5 extra an hour to all the other chef de parties.
The one thing that I never got is why they pay kids a different rate. I don't know much in America, but I know over here
it's like 16 to 18, and then 18 to 21.
What's minimum wage now? 9 something?
I've no idea.
9. It's
but
like
then it goes up again
hour.
when you're like 23 or 4, so it does.
Yeah, but like I was working at like age 13. It must have been for like £2.40 an hour.
Yeah,
£2.40 of my life for an hour was ridiculous, and to think that the child's time is less valuable than anybody else's.
Well, the only thing I would argue is, let's be serious, kids just generally aren't that great at doing the job.
Yes,
That'd be
but they're
my
still
only argument.
required to do the job.
Yeah, exactly. So therefore, if they're
If
required
they
to
don't want kids to work there, don't hire kids.
Exactly.
If they're willing to hire kids, they should be able to pay them the same amount as what everyone else is getting.
Yeah.
Because they're doing the exact same job.
Yeah, like for me personally, I would never hire someone that isn't like at least mid-20s, and the reason why is because it's not to do with work ethic, it's not to do about anything like that. I would argue that you need to work a bad job and to appreciate
But yet
a good
again,
job.
there's kids out there who genuinely want a part-time job.
Yeah, exactly.
Genuinely need a part-time job. Maybe their family's a single parent household.
Yeah, whatever.
and
They
don't
need
have
money.
They need money.
People have to have money, and you need
Because
to make it somehow.
at the end, the kids, especially at that age, they want to go out with their friends. But if they're coming from a low-income family,
Yeah.
the family can't afford to give them a $5 or a $10 to go out with their friends.
Yeah, so they're going to have
You're
to.
going to have to make your own money.
Yeah, exactly. But my argument is, I definitely think working a horrible, bad job is something I think everyone should do. Like, people say you should work retail for a few months and work in hospitality.
Yeah.
Just to get a feel for it and to understand.
I think
just how-
everybody should work in them jobs because
Or I care.
I
or-
still say nobody knows what stupid is until you work behind a counter.
Yeah. It's bad.
I've seen some fucking idiots. My
No,
life.
the best one, the best ones for you is, so your mum and dad own a chippy, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And how often would you get people in and would try and barter with you over a fish supper?
Every week.
No, it costs that much. That's how much it is.
It cost £7.80, I think it is now. £7.80 for a fish supper. Would you take seven? No, I won't. Not taking £7.
No, that's how much it costs.
No,
Something
no.
That's what
You
it
take
says.
No, I'm not taking a £5. Turn away, right? There's a shite chippy down the road. Where you go?
Yeah.
You want that?
I'll never understand them.
Psst. Hey, lean in closer. This is fucking ASMR channel now. You know what's pretty fucking based? Titties. Go see titties. Lots of titties.
All the titties.
Go over to the website, check out all the models. You guys know the score. We have some really nice looking models over there. And we have a lot of...
It's sci-fi gothic.
Yeah.
Let's call them sci-fi gothic.
And if models isn't your shit, we have loads of subclasses and we keep adding them every other week or so. We add a lot.
We got a lot. Do you
Look,
guys-
we've got big brains. We add shit. But yes, go over to the website, check out everything. If you haven't subscribed, what the fuck you doing? Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell as well, and let's get back to the video. Every week we're going to be doing a giveaway of the new pinup model of the month, or if models isn't your thing, all of our homebrew content. If you want to be in with a chance to win the giveaway, all you need to do is subscribe. That's it. Hit the subscribe button. That's
Do
it.
Do it now.
But last week's winner was this guy. Well done! Yay! Round of applause. Everybody stands up and claps. But enough of that. Let's get back to the video. Be me, a software engineer, recruiter. We've been meaning to expand our team a lot, but it's super difficult. We only hire the top 1%. I don't think I'm in the 1%. Maybe like the top 10% or so. Recruiter. Oh, don't worry. You have a great profile. What's your expected salary? Well, my current is 230k, but I have 29 vacation days, so I think 250 is fair with 25 vacation days. Recruiter. That's really high for someone with your experience. I think the biggest offer we can do is 150k, for really senior people. Me. Like, what level of IQ and lack of self-awareness is here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know what annoys me? See, like, those types of high-end jobs as well. See, if you're like, so normally you have to go to like a city. For us, if you want something like that, you got to go to London. You know what I mean? That's the only option we have.
130k is...
But that's not going to get you very far in London.
No.
So you may, like, it's almost like, what's even the point of working these sort of like really high-end jobs if you're not even going to see the benefits
Of it because the
you're
cost of
getting-
living so high.
Yeah, because you're getting so high, even your basic shopping is astronomical. You know, it just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't add up.
No,
like, you know,
doesn't.
And one of the things that I'm really worried about, especially for the future going forward, is see with all those lockdowns we had and see all those people working remotely. How long do you guys think those jobs are going to stay where they are? Because if you can work from home,
And you're not having to pay the overheads.
when do you think it's going to be going to like Eastern Europe or like Asia or all those like
That you can hire staff for not even
a fraction of how much you're paying?
Yeah.
How long do you think that's going to be a thing? Because I definitely buy into that.
Oh,
I 100%
most of them
think-
already have.
Yeah.
A lot of them already have caught on to, oh, Well, we don't need to
Why,
spend
why,
as much
why,
money.
why would paying people from the first world whenever we can go to the second or third world and
Pay
you know,
people there, and we get to keep all the profit, like
Yeah,
most of the
exactly.
profits.
like they would be mad not to almost. And,
Yeah.
like, if they can do it with manufacturing, they'll do it with most
Everything else.
Yeah, if the foundation is there, if they're able to do it, they will do
Yep.
it.
It was one of my first interviews after college. It was for a job in my college town, so I thought I had a good chance. I was in a bad place mentally. My girlfriend of 8 years had just cheated on me and left me for the other guy. She took my virginity, so it was incredibly difficult. I pretty much had zero self-confidence and terrible anxiety. It was summertime, and the office must have had a problem with the AC because it was hot as anything in the lobby. I was sweating like mad. The interview went pretty well until he asked me if I had any questions about the job description, which I completely blanked on. I just sat there with sweating beads on my face, with blank look on my face, and I said, I can't remember what the job description says. Oh, man.
Oh man.
So he hands me a copy of it, and I read it, and I say, no, I don't have any questions. Fuck me, that was bad. I just want to KMS, just thinking about it, because I think I actually had a chance up until that point.
Shame.
Your head wasn't there, my guy.
Like, you know, the thing is, I think a lot of interviewers forget just how stressful job interviews can be, especially whenever, as I say, whenever you're a bit younger and you haven't done many of them.
Yeah, I think it just like the stress of going into like an exam.
Yeah, it is. It's the same as getting
It is like an exam, but it's like a verbal exam.
Yeah, essentially, that's what it is. You know, that's one thing I always kind of think about, though. I do, because as I say, I've never got a job by doing an interview. I've had quite a few interviews, but they never go like, well, they play it's like, oh, not him. You know what I mean?
Hi, James walked into the room. Hi, mate, you alright?
What's happening?
Happening, my guy?
I'm not that bad. I can be, but
Apply for senior account job with Palo Alto Networks. Phone screen with HR roasty. Goes okay. Phone screen with HR guy. Guy talks really fast like he's on amphetamine. Asks if I want to move to Cali or Texas. Tell him the job was posted as remote. Has no idea that he even posted it as remote. Or what posting website? LinkedIn. Scheduled for 45-minute Excel skills test over Zoom with manager. Goes okay. Manager asks me if I want to move to Cali or Texas. No. Job is listed as remote. Scheduled for 4 other Zoom interviews. 3 other manager/directors, plus the Excel guy again. 45-minute interview with director bitch in Cali. Asked if I want to move to Cali or Texas. No! It was posted as remote. Tells me she works until 10 PM West Coast time during deadlines. Expects everyone else to do the same. 1 AM my time zone. Keeps talking about how much work she does. Finish bitch is interview. Immediately email the crackhead HR guy and cancel the remaining 3 interviews out of disgust. Crackhead HR guy is confused and asks for feedback. Ignore him.
See, you know, this is what gets me. See, a lot of big companies like this, you would expect them to be ran actually like very professionally, and you would think
if they made it that fucking big, you would think that they could.
You would think that they know what they're doing. See, this is what does me. And see, bureaucracy. Bureaucracy is.
It's just.
You know what I despise most is see people
brainless and fucking suits.
See middle management. Middle management they have jobs for the sake of jobs. A lot of the time, middle management is the worst.
Being in my fucking existence as HR.
Yeah. Do you want to? Okay, you know what? This is the only time I'm going to be able to tell them. Do you want to hear my stories about HR then?
Yeah.
We'll wrap up. And okay, so one time I had to go to HR because I got done for dancing. Do you remember that one? So I was going through we were working on a dance routine in the kitchen, right? And what we were working on was a rendition of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, and we were going through like all the different songs, and I was changing like me old bamboo, but I was doing that with me old mop stick, so I was like following a mop stick around, and then we were doing like, what do you see? The customer staring at me. I'm just a dishwasher and and we were going through it. It was actually good fun. We were working on it for about a week, but then one of the customers reported us. I had to go explain to HR.
One of the customers?
Yeah.
Oh, it's an open kitchen.
Yeah, it's an open kitchen, that's why. But anyway, so that one was one. Another one was a fella reported us for he said I was smoking green at the back, even though I don't smoke cannabis at all. And I was like, hold the fuck up here,
because James smokes rolling tobacco.
I smoke rolling tobacco,
and he's seen him rolling, and he's like, oh
my god,
that man is smoking a doobie.
Just a guy, for the Americans that don't know, rolling tobacco is hyper common in Northern Ireland and the UK in general. It's just what everyone smokes because it's a fraction of the price. Cheaper. It's way cheaper.
Far cheaper.
What other times did and then I got suspended for a week because I came in at 12 instead of 10. But they changed my rota whenever I wasn't even there, and no one told me that.
And you got suspended for a week?
Yeah, but then it worked out quite nicely because I spent that week actually making YouTube videos, and then it actually, because I had no idea, because I was only doing one video a week, and that's kind of how we're here today. So that was pretty cool. That was pretty nice.
Catherine?
Oh, here. Yeah. Okay.
English tanky ass
So I'll give you guys the worst one that I know of. Then was one of my friends. So he was 16 at the time, and he went to apply for a corner shop, a Spar, a 7-Eleven, a gas station for you Americans. And he goes, so he gets his sister to do his CV. And he doesn't bother reading the CV before he hands it on in. Anyway, so he goes ahead and hands it in, and they must have known they weren't going to hire him beforehand, because it was one of those ones where they just kind of started
looking at him.
They just kind of were giving him a bit of grief, you know what I mean? And he's the type of fella, found out he probably showed up, he didn't have a shower or anything, he probably stank a wee bit.
The hair sticking to his freaking head.
And you know what I mean? So he was probably doomed from the start. But anyway, so his sister put down on his hobbies and interests anime, right? And the guy that's interviewing turns around and goes,
Garbro furiously rubs out his anime on the CV.
Yeah. He turns around to him and goes, is that not a Chinese cartoon porn? And
he goes, no, that's hentai.
No, he didn't say that. But he was absolutely, he's like... But yeah, that's probably the worst that I've ever actually heard of or seen firsthand. Again, that's one of the things that I find really interesting is because people always ask me all the time, it's like, James, you have a lot of problems with YouTube. Your channel keeps getting demonetized, or you have to leave and make a new one or whatever. It's like, what are you going to do if you have to go back doing normal jobs? Well, the thing is, I think with YouTube, it's given me a lot of skills that give me the opportunities to get much better jobs now, though.
Yeah.
Because I could put down, technically I'm self-employed. I run the 3D printing. Mm-hmm. I handle a lot of things. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I think, because you have to do it yourself. You know what I mean? No one's there telling you have to get stuff done. Yeah. You have to be very, not even self-motivated, you need to be dedicated to get stuff done. So I think, even if, YouTube falls apart, and, guys, just so you know, I do an awful lot more than just this channel and the 3D printing. I've actually got,
loads of other things.
I do a lot of
James
other
has
stuff.
a lot of fingers in it and a lot of pies.
Yeah, well, I do a lot of different stuff, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I think you have to be doing that, especially with YouTube.
You constantly have to be doing that.
Because it's so unreliable. Yeah. And I don't like talking about it that much on YouTube because I really don't like YouTubers that piss and garn about, woe is me.
Do something else, Sam.
Yeah, if we're going to have to play by their goals, we're going to have to work around it and get better at it then. Don't keep bashing your head against the wall if you're not seeing the results that you want. Yeah. You know what I mean? You gotta rethink what you want to do. Yeah. And I would say that to anyone. Not just, if you find yourself in a job that you can't stand and you hate, really look into... Fish about, and even
look into ways to make your own money.
Yeah, I would say it's changed my life for the better. I don't think we would get married or we would have had a child by now. No, if it wasn't.
I don't think so.
I was miserable in that job, and we weren't making anywhere near enough money.
No, we were always pretty clear. We always knew that we wanted kids, but we were always pretty clear that we didn't want to bring them up within financial difficulty.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was like, I want to make sure that we're financially stable.
Yeah,
and if we were both still working shitty jobs, we wouldn't have been.
No. So again, that's kind of. It's not great, you know what I mean? But that's, I would say my life's definitely, most definitely changed for the much better. And that's why I would recommend anyone, and I know a lot of people are like, James, that's ridiculous. It's like, well, sometimes you got to do ridiculous things to get ridiculous outcomes. Mm-hmm. Would that make any weird sense? you know. But anyway, look, I hope you
Let's
guys
wrap it up.
Yeah. Have you guys ever had like genuine horror stories?
Horrible interviews.
Yeah, I think everyone.
Or are you an interviewer?
Oh yeah, who have you had? Have you had someone in the door? It's like, get out, get out,
Get out, get out, Miss Wong, get out.
Anyway, look, I hope you guys
Let us know
enjoyed.
down below.
Yep.
And check the link to the website, the models, subclasses, all that good shit, and hit subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified every time we post a video. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
All those moments will be lost in time.